Today we're going to make a cute little gnome that we refer to as Hayseed Hank. He's a little farmer with a bag of seeds and his carrot and his little shovel. And he's really cute. He's got a little straw hat on. And we're going to make him today. The things that I put together to show you, that's what we're going to use to make him. And I'm going to clear some of these things away and I'll be right back and we'll get crafting, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is fill the sock with the marbles and the polyester fiber fill. And I'm not going to make you have to watch through that. I'm going to put it on fast forward and then we'll be right back with you. Now the next thing that we need to do is put his nose on. I've already have his hands made. I made those previously. Make the nose just like that, only on this one I have his nose a little bit bigger just for the character of him. It's a little bit bigger than what I normally make. So I'm going to make the nose now. So what I want to do is take a little polyester fiber fill and put it in the 5x5 piece of felt. I'm using a gold color felt. And kind of size up the size of the nose. Wrap it with the rubber band. Then find the front seam of the sock and we're going to glue the nose right on the front there. I'm going to let this set up and I'll be right back with you. So I've got the nose all set up on there. And the next thing I want to do is put the beard on. It's pretty long, silvery gray beard on this one. And I want to glue in the corners of the bottom of the beard first to kind of round off the beard. So you just want to put your glue on the corner on the bottom and turn that in like that. And that'll round the beard off so it's not just straight out and square like that. I'm going to do that to both sides. And then we'll put it on. So what we want to do is we have a little slit cut in the top of the beard. So you just want to pull it right back over the nose like that. Where that slit is. And then at that point, put a little glue on the side, on each side, and glue it down. Next, I want to go ahead and make the sleeves. They're pretty much the same as I usually do, but I added an extra rubber band with them this time to add a little bit more interest to them. Let's cut these off straight. I just cut these right off as I was stuffing it. And what we get left over after we stuff it, I doubled the sock, so I got left over the two top of the socks. And after we stuff them, the bottom of the top of the sock will become the cuff to the sleeve. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to put a little stuffing in them, not a whole lot. And then you just want to take a small rubber band and take the end of the top of the sock, and you're just making a cuff for the hand to go in. This is what we're doing here. We're making the cuff for the hand to go in, and then we're going to do this arm that has an extra rubber band in the middle and a rubber band at the end underneath the hat. There's 3 rubber bands in this arm. So we're making the sleeves right now look like that. This is the part right here at the top that will be glued on. Now, down here where the cuff is, where the hand is going to go in, you can just open that up and cut out that extra stuffing that comes out there. Make it nice and clean in there for the hand to be glued in. Clean as you can get it, I guess. We'll go ahead and glue in the hand. You just want to put the glue all the way around the rubber band on the hand, a little bit at the tip of the hand, put it right in here, and then hold the cuff that we made down on the hand all the way around and let that set up. And then we'll have one arm made, and then I'm going to fast forward it through while I make the second arm. Okay? So I've got both of the arms made now. This is how they look this time. I put 3 rubber bands into them. I'm thinking to myself while I'm doing that it's kind of like a elbow rubber band. So I've got both of them made. I put the hands in. And I just need to attach them. How I want to do that is to glue them on the back of the stub that holds the nose. I want to glue them both on back there, and I want to make sure I don't glue into the mustache. So that's what I'm going to do now. So the next thing we do after we glue on the arms, look about like that so far, is to make the hat. And the hat's going to look like this. Pretty cool. Straw around the edge. And then we have the burlap in the middle and a little patch on there. So we're going to make that hat next. And believe it or not, we're going to start our hat the same way we usually do with the 7x9 pieces. We're going to use burlap instead of felt or twirly fur or whatever else we usually use. We're going to use burlap. something along that nature. And we're going to cut it just like we do like a Christmas tree. It's going to look like this. You have a little bit of a flat at the top. And then we need to glue it together. We need to leave about an inch opening at the bottom there. I glued a little bit too much. We need to leave about an inch opening at the bottom there. On yours, you leave about an inch opening there on the bottom. We're going to do that on both sides. There we go. See how we're leaving it open at the bottom this time? We don't normally do that. Well, we're letting that set up good, so it's nice and set up before we turn it the right side out. We're gonna get ready with our straw hat. And what we need to do is cut the center out of this hat so that the burlap part of the hat can go in the middle. So you just want to poke down in there, start cutting that way, and leave it a little bit of a ridge going around. And you'll have this piece left over, which we're not going to use. This is what part we'll use for the hat to go in. Just like that. So we're going to turn this right side out. Have it turned inside, so the right side out. We're going to put a little stuffing in it. That should be enough, just a little bit in there. And then what we want to do is put the ring around the top of the hat. And you just want to take and glue those two pieces that we didn't glue all the way into the seam of the hat. We're going to glue around the edge of the bottom of the hat. Just take and glue those right down there. It's okay if it sticks out a little bit because we're going to trim it up. Do that side. And then come over on this side. And do the same thing. Just put your glue on there, right on the straw hat part. A little bit more there. And then put the burlap right down on it. Then you'll see there's a couple little places there where the seam is. You want to put a little bit of glue that'll get that flat down. Just make sure it's flat everywhere. See, it's going to stick out a little bit, and then we're going to trim that off. Now that we have this much of the hat done, I had added a little patch at the top of the hat, if you can see that, and a little bit of a jute string around the bottom of the hat. So with a patch and the jute string. That's what we're going to do next. Just a few little details. And I am getting very low on this jute. Not a lot of projects are going to have jute in them coming up here. If I don't find some more. I'm going to take the jute and I'm going to box in the little patch. Just like this. Kind of hard on the hands. All the way around, and then I'll be right back with you. So I've got the hat finished with the patch and a little bit of the jute around the bottom of his hat. I glued it a couple times so it would stay in place. And the hat's got the little bit of stuffing in it. You can see a little bit of burlap all the way around the edge of the hat, the underneath of the hat. And we're going to glue it on, keeping the seams on each side. We're going to put it on his little nose, and I'm going to start by putting a little bit of glue here. So I'm gluing the hat onto the front on top of his nose, and then I'm going to glue it on both the tops of the sleeves. And I probably won't need to, on this style of hat, to glue it on the back. I'll check to make sure, but I think it will just be doing on the tops of the sleeves and the tops of the nose. So I'll be right back with you. So I've got the hat all glued on. I did do it on 4 sides, and I'm styling the beard now. I put some hairspray on it. And I'm starting to style the mustache and round off the beard a little bit. I'll probably do that again before I'm finished, but that'll be the start of styling that. So the next thing we want to do is put on the accessory pieces to embellish him. And I made ahead of time his little bag of seeds out of some burlap, and just took a marking pen and did the lettering on there. And it's pretty easy to make. Just cut a rectangle, a couple pieces of rectangle out of your burlap and make it your sack, and there's a little bit of cotton inside there. The carrot I had left over from the Easter decorations from Dollar Tree. The shovel I made using a sponge brush, which I just folded it in, hot glued it on both sides, folded it in like that. This one folded in a little bit farther, I guess, than this is going to want to, I folded it in like that. I stained the wood, or just use some brown craft paint or some brown stain on the wood part, and then I took some silver metallic accents by Rust-Oleum paint for the shovel part, and came up with this. So this, it became the shovel. On the first one that I made, I had a small sponge brush, so that's what I used on that one. If you can see, that's just a small sponge brush, but I didn't have any more small ones, so we used a big one for this one. So we're going to attach those things. And I also wanted to say, on the wrists, I did go around the wrist with the jute and tie around the wrists. I didn't remember to do that when I was showing it to you, but then I just remember I did do that on the first one. So let's go ahead and put on the carrot next. Right under his arm, at the top of this arm, the right arm. Okay, so I've got the carrot attached to the top of his right arm. And the next thing I want to do is attach the seed packet. And we're just going to put that down to the lower part of his arm. Make sure the word seeds reads out good. And then we'll put the shovel on. So I'll be right back. I'll put the shovel on. I glue that at the bottom and at the top. After I get the top on there, then I'll put a little bit of a dab of glue on the bottom to hold the sponge part onto his body. And then we'll be finished. So let me set this up and I'll be right back with you. So now we've got Hayseed Hank all set and done. Now I have two Hayseed Hanks and he's all set and ready to go. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below and don't forget to like.